All right, well, I am the staff attorney for the House Democratic Caucus at the Arizona House of Representatives. And in that capacity, I do probably three different areas of practice. One, I consult members on a day-to-day basis on the legal implications of policy. Two, I staff two specific committees, which are legal committees. One is a Military Affairs and Public Safety Committee, and the other one is a Government Committee. And with those two committees, I see primarily immigration, zoning, guns, border security issues. I also see a lot with housing associations and other government entity issues. And then the third prong is I help with the day-to-day legal counsel to our members, whether that is crisis management, campaign finance, any issues that will relate to ethics, and then also discussing the constitutionality of legislation in general. Well, it's funny because often people who are lawyers say that law school doesn't prepare you for the practice of law. What law school does is it helps prepare you to think. It helps you to analyze issues and to issue spot and to manage concepts and really to distill them into solutions. So that's why I personally went to law school. I also think it helps if you have a plan, if you've got sort of a criteria as to why that you're seeking the legal education. And what you're going to really apply to how you're going to decide how to think as a better person, as a better human being. And so I knew coming in that I wanted to change public policy and really to engage in civil discourse through my job. And I've got a very sort of niche job, so I didn't really focus on corporate responsibility. I didn't focus on business. I focused on what is it from a political, civic perspective and public policy that I want to see changed. So using those sort of ideas and concepts for why I wanted to go to law school, I focused on those areas of law and learned about them in law school. And like I said, you don't know how to practice when you get out of law school. So I think it's really important for you to keep in mind why you went in and what it is you want to do when you're there, so that when you're out, you can apply all those skills to you as a larger human being. You're never just a lawyer. You're paid how to think and how to think better and how to solve problems. So if you don't know people, if you don't know issues, if you don't know about the things that matter for your title as lawyer, wherever that may be, you're not going to be a good counselor. I actually love almost every day of my job. I'll give you sort of a hypothetical favorite day. It involves where I get to really talk about, I get to meet with people who are affected by a piece of legislation. So it's affecting their protections as workers on the job. I get to meet with them and really understand why. Maybe in the next hour I get to go in and brief our members on the policy change that's going to affect that worker. And I get to bring in the stories about how this really does connect to real people. And then I get to see that member in the committee hearing or on the floor of the House discuss that and really integrate the human element. And I love being able to, while they're discussing that, shoot them a quick email or even a text and say, don't forget to bring up A, B, or C. Or if a fact is presented by the opposition on the floor or in committee, I get to research it on a spot analysis or find a piece of statute and get that to them as well. It's really the fact that it's such a different day-to-day that I like. Why do I do it? Because we've got to change things from the top. We can't just put a Band-Aid on problems. We've got to change the law and the system.